Hey y'all. I wanted to hop on and talk about one of the biggest things that I struggle with my visual impairment and my retinal vasculitis, and it is anxiety. So I've always been a very anxious person, and dealing with chronic illness, you deal with a lot of anxiety anyways, surrounded by, what ifs and everything. But I have a really hard time dealing with the anxiety about my eye. Um, because in 2021, when I lost the vision in my left eye, I went to bed one night and woke up the next morning and all I could see was out of the peripheral. And then by the next day after that, it was completely dark. And it's still that way today. Um, so I do struggle a lot with bedtime. That makes me sound like a little kid, but I do. I struggle with bedtime and just getting anxious in general about it because part of me is always scared that I'm going to wake up one day and Righty done gave out. Um, and staying on top of my lupus medicine, but every flare I get anxious. I worry every time I have a flare up that it's going to affect my eye. And I did have a flare with my eye in February, but we caught it early and we did steroids. But I'm still doing steroids. Um, but I just wanted to speak on it because I feel like a lot of us that are chronically ill were told in the beginning, oh, you're just dealing with anxiety. We were misdiagnosed with it. But anxiety is something that very much affects majority of us, I believe, because there's so much going on with our health and our body, and we have no control over it. And that's terrifying. And not to mention all the endless doctor's appointments and medical testing and medications. I don't know about everybody else, but I know that whenever they gave me my first medication, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this, when they gave me my first immunosuppressant, I was terrified. I looked up the side effects and I was like, holy cow. Like, I was so scared to even start my medicine. Um, I hate an MRI machine. I cannot stand it. I get anxiety every time I have to do an MRI. So, I mean, I know a lot of us were told that it was just anxiety when it was not just anything. But I do think that anxiety is very much prevalent. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's something that does affect us when we have chronic illness because there's so much unknown. And I don't know. I don't know if talking about it'll help, but I figure it's worth a shot, right? Um, so I just wanted to say that I very much deal with anxiety. I deal with it in general, but the eye situation is probably the most thing. It's probably the thing that I struggle with the most as far as my anxiety because I am consistently scared. Like I'm always squinting and checking and making sure that this eye is still doing what it's supposed to be for right now. Um, if I get a speck of dust in it, I'm terrified, or at any change in my vision terrifies me. And I just recently got diagnosed with Sjogren's, so it's always dry, which I did not know that that's what that was, but we're working on that. Um, but I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it helps other people that are whether they're newly diagnosed or in the process of trying to be, or they just know that something's not right with them. Um, I just want people to feel like we're all in this together because since I started making videos on TikTok, I feel a lot. I have a community now, and that's helped me a lot. So I'm very grateful for everybody. But anyways, throw in y'all's 2 cents, comment, all the stuff, and I love y'all. Thanks for listening to me all the time, and God bless. And I'm praying for y'all.